Let me know. And Mike, you okay? Mike, check. Mike. Woo. I lost my train of thought. Hey guys, what is up? What's good? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be sharing with you guys how to get this look. Sharing with you guys how to go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Real fucking quick.
Too much? Probably. I'm so obsessed with how this turned out. I can't even express that to you guys through this camera. I kind of sat down and I just started playing around and this is what I came up with. It's definitely me. It's right up my alley. It's smoky, it's sexy, it's sultry. You feel me? So if you guys like me and you guys like my channel, don't forget to press that subscribe button and also click the little bell so that way you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which is 2 times a week, every single week. And yeah, that's it. We're gonna get into it, so
leg out.
So you guys have seen me do my brows a million times on camera, especially in these past few videos. So I'm just going to speed up through this part so we can get on to the good stuff. To clean up and underline my brows, I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Anastasia concealer in the shade 3.0. Perfect, so my brows are on. I'm just gonna set them with a little bit of the Pixie Brow Gel. And I like the front of my brow hairs to kind of sit upwards. Pixie Brow Gel. I think it's time for a new one. I also prime my eyelids with that Anastasia concealer in the shade 3.0, the same product I use to underline underneath my brows. I just went ahead and drug it all over my eyelid because it's a sticky base and it's gonna act as my eyelid primer. I'm now just gonna go in with my face powder. This is a Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 230 Natural Buff. And I'm just going to buff this into my crease and all the way up to my brow bone to set that concealer in place. Now this is really going to help out with blending later, so it's a step that I do not recommend you skip. The first shadow I'm going to use today is this yellow shadow by Makeup Geek. This is in the shade Chickadee. I am going to take it on a Sigma E40 blending brush and I am going to buff this into my crease to act as my transition color. So after I have the shade Chickadee blended all up in my crease, I kind of went a little bit crazy. I intensified it a lot as I went, so yeah. I'm now gonna go in with the shade right here called Toffee from the brand Belfiore. And I'm gonna take that on a Sigma Blending E25. And I'm just going to place this on the outer portion of my eye. Also gonna apply this right here in the very inner corner in the inner socket of my eye. Honestly, now at this point, I'm just kind of like dipping all over the place. I have this ColourPop palette in collaboration with I Love Seta E, and I'm going to take the shade called Freckles on a Sigma Blending E36. And I'm just going to pop this right here in the outer corner. Now this shade isn't much darker from the Toffee shade from Belfiore. I'm just using this to add just like a little bit more like oomph towards the outer portion of my eye. So I'm just blending it here. And I'm also just gonna focus this in my crease. Since it is just slightly darker than the Toffee shade, I can just work it into my crease and it's just gonna blend very nicely with like everything else. Also gonna take this right here in the inner corner. After applying a freckles to the outer, inner, and also in the crease, I'm just gonna take a Sigma E25 blending brush, a clean one, and just really buff out the edges so that way everything is just nice and blended. Alright, so this is kind of what we're working with. I'm now gonna go in with a little bit more of a chocolatey brown in the shade Noche, which is right here from that I Love Seta E collab. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm only gonna place it on the outer portion of my eye and also the inner. I'm not going to take this up in my crease. I'm really just going to focus it right here towards the outer V in the inner corner. Now the Sigma Blending E36 is probably one of my favorite brushes to do this with, just because it's kind of like a pencil brush and a blending brush all in one. It's super duper skinny, so you're going to get that precision that you want while still blending out the color in a blown out way, which I like. I used to use a pencil brush for this, but ever since I switched to this brush, Game changer. Also gonna take this right here in the inner part. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to use the Sigma Firm Shader E57, and I'm just going to pop this right here. Now, anytime I am applying a brow bone highlight, I do like to pack it on directly underneath the brow, and then I like to take the tip of my brush and rub it back and forth alongside the edges. This part is key to ensuring that everything just kind of flows together very nicely. So if you aren't applying a brow bone highlight, once you start, you'll definitely see a difference in the way your shadows blend. Taking this really pretty bronzy shade by Belfiore in the shade called Champagne, I'm going to take this on my Firm Shader brush by Sigma, and I'm just going to pop it right here in the middle. But before I do that, I am just going to dampen my brush a little bit with the Milani spray. Gonna air it out, air it out. Then I'm just going to pop it right here. Once you have the color right there in the middle, go back in with that Sigma E36 and then just blend that dark shade in with your lid color. Taking this pigment by Makeup Geek in the shade Utopia, I'm gonna pop it directly over top. Gonna line my eyes with a little bit of the BH Studio Liner in Onyx. The brush I'm using to line my eyes is a Sigma E05. So I decided that I'm not gonna do a wing. I'm just gonna stop right there. Shocker, I know, huge shocker. Now I'm just gonna tightline. Today I'm just gonna use my Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in the shade Blacker. For mascara, I'm gonna use a little bit of the Maybelline Big Shot Colossal Mascara to coat my lashes. I'm now gonna move on to my face so that way I can finish off my eyes. To start, I'm gonna go in with the Hydrogel Lift by Pure Cosmetics, and I'm gonna apply this directly underneath my eyes. Now, this just gives me such a cooling, hydrated feel underneath my eyes, and it also helps to prevent my concealer from creasing, which I really like. Next, I'm gonna prime my face with a little bit of the Benefit Stay Flawless 15-Hour Primer. I haven't used this in so long. Is it even still good? Oh no. I think it's bad. It's like all hard. Is it supposed to be like that? I don't even think it's supposed to look like this. What? I haven't used this in so long. I don't know if it is a 15-hour wear primer, but I just put it all over my face. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully this just keeps my face locked and loaded, baby. Locked and loaded. It feels like very like tacky on the skin. It definitely feels like it'll keep my makeup on. All right, my face, it's nice, it's primed. I'm now gonna go in with my base. Today, I'm gonna use one of my Holy Grail foundations, which is the Maybelline Fit To Me Matte and Poreless. I just picked up 2 new shades. I have 230 Natural Buff and 228 Soft Tan. I'm just gonna shake this up on my finger and then just dot it on my skin. Now, I am probably gonna get a pump for these because I don't know, I don't like the fact that it doesn't have a pump. I feel like this would just be like everything if it had a pump, but you can definitely buy like MAC pumps. To blend out my foundation, I'm just gonna use a damp beauty blender. For concealer, I will be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, and I have mine in the shade Light. Now, this concealer is super duper thick, so I only recommend applying just a little bit. I probably could go for a shade medium, but this is just what I had in my drawer. So I'm gonna take a little bit of it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to pack it underneath my eyes with my finger. I find that using your finger with this product just works a lot better just because it melts into the skin. So once I have that concealer in place, I'm just gonna take a synthetic brush and then just blend out any edges. I am gonna set that under eye concealer with the Manicadar Jewel Powder in C2 before moving on to my other eye, because since this is such a thick concealer, it will crease up on you, so you wanna set it right away. Moving right back up to the eyes, I'm going to take the shade called Freckles on a E15 Flat Definer by Sigma. And I'm just going to place this on my lower lash line. With my E30 pencil brush, I'm just going to smoke out that shade Freckles. With the Morphe M508, I'm going to pick up the shade called Noche, and I'm only going to take this on the outer part and also inner part of my eye. Gonna add a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes. These are the Vegas Nay lashes. I'm not sure of the exact style, but I'll have it linked down below if you guys are interested. Now that my lashes are on, they're intact, I'm thinking I want to put that champagne color right in the center of my lower lash line. So on my Morphe M508, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of champagne, spray my brush, and then I'm just going to push it right here. Now the only powder I used on my face was directly underneath my eyes. Before I set my entire face, I want to go in with a little bit of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. It is kind of like a liquid highlight. I am going to apply it to the highest point of my cheekbones with my damp Miracle Sponge. So I'm just going to take a little bit onto the sponge and I'm just going to pop it right here. Then using the side that doesn't really have a lot of product on it, I'm just going to buff it in. So that way there's no harsh edges. Now that that's done, we can go in with our Fit Me powder in 230 and set our face. I've really been liking this method of setting my foundation, just taking my beauty blender and putting it in my powder and then just like pouncing it. I'm going to set everywhere on my face except the area where we just put that liquid highlight. Looking good, looking great. I will be setting that highlighter in a second, but I do want to bronze or contour, whatever it is that you guys want to call it. And I am going to bust out this palette. This palette is by Pixi. It was a collaboration, or it is a collaboration with Miriam NYC over on the gram. And I love this thing. I think it is so nice and the colors are very, very flattering. So I'm going to mix these two shades right here on a MAC 135. And I'm just going to apply this to the perimeter of my face to bronze and give me some more color. With my angled contour F23 by Sigma, I'm going to pick up some of that contour and I'm just going to place it right here. Ooh, that's intense. I told y'all. For highlighter today, I'm going to take this highlighter by Ofra in the shade Beverly Hills, but I'm only going to apply these 3 shades to the highest points of my cheeks, tap off the excess, and then just pop it right there. I'm going to tap my finger in all 3 shades, and I'm going to pop it on the tip of my nose right here. Cupid's bow. Then just mixing that bronze in champagne shade, I'm just going to pop it right here in the inner corner to draw forth light. For blush today, I'm going in with an old favorite, and this is NARS Luster, which is, like I said, an old favorite, on an F40. As you can see, look how pigment that is. For my lips, I'm definitely wanting a true nude, so I'm gonna go in with the MAC lip liner in Subculture. So I only line the very bottom of my lip and then my Cupid's bow, so that way it doesn't get lost in the lippy. And the MAC lipstick I'm gonna use is in Peach Dock, and I'm just gonna dab it on my lips. And okay, I like it a lot. And just like that, you guys, that is the end of today's video. What'd you think? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know what other videos you guys want to see. You guys were like killing it in my last video, telling me so many awesome video ideas, Ashley, just stop talking. Just turn the camera off, because I clearly don't know how to speak. I've been filming all day, but like I said, if you guys have any video requests, let me know in the comments below. I don't have anything else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.